Do you feel like your parents don't understand you? Or maybe even they don't even seem to make any effort to try and understand you? If so, this video is for you because I found this article on The Mighty and it is entitled 5 Things Teens Wish That Their Parents Understood. Now, I'm going to go through all 5 of these things and kind of just give my take on it, as well as give some suggestions for teens as well as parents, so we can connect better with our parents, especially when are in our teenage years. Also, this might be a good one to forward to your parents. Maybe after you're done watching this video, go ahead and send it off to them. Now, this article was written by a therapist who works with teens, and this is the top 5 things that she says she comes across as far as teens complaining about their parents. And to be honest, I think these are pretty darn accurate. So the first one that she says is, you don't get it, because parents don't get it, right? I think a lot of times parents think that they get it because they've been a teenager before, so they kind of go back into their mind of like, well, this is what I was doing when I was a teenager, and they think they understand the situation that you are going through, when in fact they more than likely don't, because they were a teenager, 20 years ago or more at this point. And so a lot of things has changed since then. And literally every generation, teenage years are different every time. My parents' teenage years were different than mine. My kids, when they become teenagers, will have a totally different experience than what my teenage experience was. And it changes every time. So there's no way that as a parent, you can know exactly what your teen, son or daughter is going through. And parents need to be open and understanding to that fact that it's going to be different. So here's what parents can do that I think most parents don't do enough, and that is to actually listen to your teen. A lot of times parents, including myself, will hear, your child, your teen, you watching the video right now, saying something, talking about a situation, and we as parents go right into response mode, just immediately respond to whatever you said. Here's how to fix it. What you're going through is not a big deal. Do this. When in fact, this isn't helpful. And so that's what I'm talking about. Parents need to learn to listen. And an example that they bring up in the article is how to listen. Because we need to know how to listen, because parents need to be able to understand what you're saying. And so the example they give is, instead of just immediately responding, they can say something like this. So you felt really frustrated when your teacher gave you extra homework right before vacation? Is that right? Instead of saying something typical that a lot of parents would say, like, well, they are the teacher and they can assign as much or as little as they want. Like, you see the difference there? Like, I'm sure you're watching this as a teen and being like, oh, that second one feels a lot better. Feels like they're actually understanding of my situation. And I think that's a lot of problem that parents have is, saying that, not actually listening to the teen. Like I said, I do it myself. It's hard as a parent. All right, this number 2 complaints that she talks about in this article is, we may look like we were born yesterday, but we're actually pretty smart. So it's pretty hard for parents to make this transition. You got to see it from that side, because you go from being completely dependent on them, like as a baby and, through your toddler years, and you start to get a little bit more independence, but it's hard to let go of that. Like even with me, myself, it's hard to let my kids get more and more independence, because I feel like I am there to protect them. I do everything there for them, type of thing. I need to be there and do it all for them. But you are becoming your own human being, so parents can't do that. And I'm a big believer in that age is not a defining factor of how smart you are. I say that because I know a lot of times, like, older people will just kind of automatically assume, like, I'm smarter than you because you are younger than me. When not true. Maybe sometimes, but definitely not true. And you yourself probably feel that you're far smarter than your parents probably think. And you're probably right, because us parents need to give teens a chance. Even if that chance feels like or your teen is going to fail, that is a good thing. You should still give them a chance to fail, because you literally cannot grow as a person unless you fail, unless you mess up, because that is how you learn. That is how you grow. That is how you learn from your mistakes. Now, it can be difficult to do as a parent because, we don't necessarily want to see our kids fail or mess up. We want to see you all succeed. But if you can let go of that and say, okay, I'm going to give them a chance. And even if they fail, that's okay. Now, I don't want to say be excited for it, but be happy that they're going to be growing and learning from that. And a lot of times as a parent that I've noticed is I'll have one of my kids, I'll give them the chance to do something that I know that they're going to fail at. I'm like, there's no way they're going to be able to do this. And then they blow my mind and they go and do it. And I'm like, dang, like I underestimated my own kid that badly. Like, wow. And that's really cool to see. So parents, give your teen a chance to fail. It is okay if they do. Number 3 is respect is a two-way street. I hate, and I'm sure you do too, the phrases like, because I said so, and when I was a kid. These phrases aren't helpful at all, and usually don't make you feel like you want to abide by whatever they're saying or whatever rule is being laid down. Parents, instead of saying this, it is so much easier for both you and your teen if you just explain the meaning behind whatever you're saying, whether it be a rule or just whatever. Explain why you are saying that. Because when you understand something, it's so much easier to follow. And a lot of times it's a lot easier to actually complete the task because you understand what is going on. Even if it feels like, oh, they don't need to know why. For the person that's doing it, it's so much easier to go about doing it if you understand why. As an adult, you wouldn't follow rules blindly. You're always asking why. You wouldn't ever go do that, so why are you asking your teen to do so? And you will have so much more success if you just explain your reasoning. And by doing this, you're going to have more respect for your teen and vice versa, creating a much better relationship between the two of you and much happier between the two of you. Because yes, respect should go both ways. Be open to compromise. Do you have a parent that has like a my way or the highway type of attitude? Because that shouldn't be the case. It's showing teens that you have little respect for them, which in turn kind of turns into rebellion and not wanting to do what you say because you don't respect them. And it also flows under that mindset of like, I am older, so I'm wiser than you type of thing. Parents, your teens are smart and they deserve respect. Being a parent isn't about power or control. It's okay to compromise with your teen. You're still the parent, but it's demonstrating to your teen how to do this in real life, because that's how real life works, right? We're constantly making compromises. So why not teach them when they are a teen? So when they become adults, they understand how to do this and understand how to communicate correctly. And in turn, they will show you respect. And number 5, focus on the positive. Does it ever feel like your parents only notice the negative parts of what you do or who you are? Maybe you hear things a lot like you failed this test or you didn't do the dishes like I asked you to, etc. Even though you've been like acing every test beforehand, or maybe you've been helping out extra with laundry and dishes without them even asking, and you wonder like, why don't they ever say anything, about the positive stuff I'm doing? Like I'm doing all this cool stuff, all this good stuff that they probably want me to do, but it seems like they're focusing on the negative. It's annoying, right? Now let me just say from the perspective of a parent, Like if you've watched some of my videos, you know I have 3 little kids, all under the age of 10. And I can tell you this is probably one of the hardest things to do, is to be more positive and focus more on the positive of what your kids do, for a couple reasons. One, our brains are designed to look at the negative. So we always are like looking for, things to fix, or, oh, this isn't going right. And it's a lot harder to be like, oh, thank you. You cleaned up your mess after you were done. And it's a lot easier to say, hey, you didn't clean up your mess today. What the heck? So parents, I know there may be negative things that your teen does, and that's normal, right? But start looking for ways to praise your team. Show them that you're not just all about trying to hate on them or trying to find the bad things about them, but let them know, like, hey, I see what you're doing here. Like, that's awesome. Like, I appreciate that. You don't understand, like, how far that goes for them. And teens, start letting your parents know respectfully that when it feels like it seems more of like negative nagging and like you're not being acknowledged for the good things that you're doing, that's okay to do. Just make sure you do it respectfully. Now, teens, if you're wanting to share this with your parents, and I think you should, make sure you do this in a respectful way. What I mean by this is don't send them the link to this video in a text message with the caption, I wish you did this, because that's not going to come across as good. That's just going to create some anger. They probably won't even watch it, or if they do, it's probably just going to start an argument. Try maybe sending them the link and saying something along the lines of, hey, I watched this video and I think these are some cool strategies that I think we both could work on and that I think would also help our relationship together. You should check this out. Like, that'll come across a lot better because you're taking ownership, saying like, I need to do some work too, but I think there's some on yours as well. Let's both work on this together. And it's so much easier, and it'll be a lot more approachable for your parent to read that and watch it and take action on this video. Well, thanks for watching this video, everybody. I really do appreciate you all watching this, not only watching it, but sharing it, and most importantly, taking action on the things that I am talking about. I really appreciate it. Also, I know I've been talking about my recent TEDx talk that just came out, and I just want to say thank you all, because last time I asked you all to watch it, it had about 3,000 views on it, and now it's at over 4,000. So thank you for watching it. Thank you for sharing it. And if you haven't watched it yet, check the link in the description. Go check it out. Make sure you subscribe and click the little notification bell thing so you know the next time that I post a video. I don't want to be too concrete on my schedule, but what I'm trying to stay at is posting every other Thursday. So just be on the lookout for that. Also, if you would like me to come to your school or your teen school and do an assembly type of talk, please comment below what school you go to. I will reach out, let them know that, hey, somebody on YouTube told me that I should reach out to you all, and I'll try to get there and do my best. But would love to come see you all in person, come speak my message, and it's really fun, really engaging. So I look forward to seeing you all. Thank you for watching this video. Peace out.